Hey there, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to another episode of the Wrestling Heat. I am your host here, EasyCoo. Got a little bit of news for you, some shocking news coming from Stardom, and a wrestler that has been pronounced dead, and more on that a little later. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the Wrestling Heat. Cue the intro. And alright, the very first thing that I have for y'all, fine ladies and gentlemen here at the Wrestling Heat, is about Sarah Logan. What about Sarah Logan? It looks like in a recent interview that she did not too long ago, she said that she has been recently training for a possible fight in MMA. So it looks like a girl, ex-WWE, wrestler, wants to come over to the MMA side, which quite a few of them have, like Brock Lesnar, Jack Swagger, Bobby Lashley. They've all, CM Punk, they've all tried their hands. Brock Lesnar was very successful. Bobby Lashley has some wins. Jake Hagar, or Jack Swagger, whatever you want to call him, he's got some wins there too. But yeah, it looks like Sarah Logan possibly going to MMA. And I would say that would be a quite suitable, thing for her Viking heritage. But moving straight along, ladies and gentlemen, it looks like AEW's Britt Baker, the dentist wrestler. Y'all should already know who I'm talking about. But it looks like she caught a knee injury. I'm not sure on how bad it is. But Tony Khan is only hoping for about 2 months. But if it's an ACL tear or anything to do with that, it could possibly put her out for the rest of the year. And I just want to say, speedy recovery to you, Britt Baker. You were just starting to come into your own with your heelish tactics and all that, jaw jacking. But get better, Britt Baker. Get back to AEW and get back into that AEW Women's Champion spot. You know what I mean? So, moving right along, ladies and gentlemen, we all seen on Friday night how AJ Styles was going against Shinsuke Nakamura, and it looks like he's going to be permanent. So, with that being said, it looks like some Raw people will be going over to SmackDown, vice versa to Raw. Maybe some NXT talent thrown in here and there. So it looks like we have a small little mix-up going on, along with that wrestlers can go to a brand 4 times or something like that out of the year. But we'll see how long that sticks with WWE. But yeah, looks like AJ Styles gonna be permanent at the house that AJ Styles built, SmackDown. But ladies and gentlemen, this one that I got right here, I just found out on Twitter not too long ago that it looks like Kurt Angle, yes, you heard me, Kurt Angle will be going to NXT to be the special guest referee for the Matt Riddle versus Timothy Thatcher's cage match. I can't say that 10 times fast. Ooh, tongue twister. But yeah, Kurt Angle, special guest referee. I can't speak at all. Can't English, even though it's my first language. But Kurt Angle, special guest referee. Timothy Thatcher, Matt Riddle, cage. Could Kurt Angle be with the team of NXT now? In the back, he could be a pretty good trainer. He's been doing wrestling for a long time. Professional wrestling as well, with the, slamming on the backage and mat. And I did it way back in the day. But, yeah, Kurt Angle, one more time, special guest referee at NXT, Matt Riddle versus Timothy Thatcher in a steel cage match. I think I've said that a million times already. So let me know what y'all think about that down below. I'm pretty excited to see, you know, what they got going on with Kurt Angle. You know, he was just let go. Pretty interesting. So moving right along, this one is pretty sad. It's about a Stardom wrestler that I recently just started watching, and it looks like she has passed away. Her name was Hanna Kimora. It's very, very sad. She's only 22 years old, and she was cyberbullied and bullied to the point where I guess she, you know, just felt there was no way out, and she took her own life. I literally just started watching her not too long ago, maybe about a month ago, and she's only 22 years old. Pretty sure, you know, somebody, she would have just reached out. I tried to take my own life at one point. I was bullied, but luckily I'm still here, and you know, got YouTube, and you know, people on Periscope. You know, we talk about wrestling, and somebody's having a bad time. You know, I'm always here for somebody. Anybody just want to chat, kick it, you know, talk shit to, whatever. But you know, this girl was only 22 years old and had a whole life ahead of her. Her smile, I loved her gimmick too, over in Japan. It was pretty cool. I'll have some photos here and here for you, but not only that, you know, we lost Shad Gaspard not too long ago, and it's been a sad time, very, very sad time in the wrestling world. Got this young lady that passed away, and this man that gave his life for his son's life, and man. But ladies and gentlemen, if you ever feel, you know, suicidal or anything like that, you know, hit me up on here. Leave me a message. I'll get right to it. I usually get to all the messages. I look at them, like them, and all that stuff. And, you know, there's numbers to call and stuff like that. Like I said, I've been a product of bullying myself. And, well, not bullying myself, but y'all get what I'm saying. Like, I had to take out boxing and karate, and like I ended up having to fight back and got into a little bit of trouble, but the bullies didn't bug me no more. And if you gotta pop one of them in the mouth, so be it. But very sad thing. My hearts and prayers go out to Hanna Kimora and Shad Gaspard's family, friends, all that. And like I said, if anybody's feeling, you know, depressed or anything like that, hit me up here. There's numbers to call if you're, you know, feeling a little, you know, down. I'm always around. But enough about that, ladies and gentlemen. Let's move in to AEW and the winners and the losers of the matches that went down. The very first match was a ladder match for a future match with the AEW Heavyweight Championship. And we also had a debut. And the debut person ended up winning the ladder match, Brian Cage. I'm not sure if you guys know who he is. I believe he was over in Impact for a little while, and he debuted. He's a pretty jacked guy now, but yeah, he debuted. He ended up winning against a whole bunch of people that are in there that I can't. Orange Cassidy, he was doing some shenanigans, but there was a point where they beat Brian Cage up, threw him outside, and piled all this junk on top of him and a giant poker chip on top of him. There was a spot where somebody was thrown on to all the rubbish, and at the end of the match, Brian Cage same guy that debuted, ended up winning the match. So your winner for that match was Brian Cage. And next matchup was a singles match, Jungle Boy versus MJF. Pretty good match, but at the end, MJF, he picked up the W. And we're going down to Lance Archer versus Cody Rhodes. It was a pretty good match. It's for the first ever TNT title like ever. And we had Jake the Snake out there, you know, doing his thing. We had Mike Tyson out there to present the title. He was looking like he was either messed up on something or he had no idea what the hell was going on around him. But anyway, it could be possible. It could be possible both was going on. But at the end, Cody Rhodes, he was the guy to pick up the very first title of TNT. I know that sounds weird saying it like that, but he's the first ever winner of this belt. Belt looks a little weird, but Cody Rhodes, after a hard, you know, fight, there was even a spot where Jake the Snake came out and tried to bring the snake, and Mike Tyson like got in the way and like threw his shirt off and was like, "What? You ain't getting in here!" And you know, Jake the Snake was like, "Oh, I don't want none of that." I wouldn't want none of that either, man. Have you guys seen that? You know, punching and stuff. I think if Mike Tyson wants to get back in the ring, I think he might be ready. But ladies and gentlemen, moving straight down to the women's championship match with Nyla Rose versus Hikaru Shida. I know I probably just butchered her name, and this match was pretty good. There were some candlesticks. There's a candlestick right against Nyla Rose's forehead, and she was out. 1, 2, 3. Kushida picks up the W and becomes the new women's champion. That's pretty cool. She's been working her butt off too. Now we're going on to the very next match. Jon Moxley versus Brody Lee. These guys have fought before in different promotions, but after a hard fight, there was a spot where they were on the little Double or Nothing stage, and like Jon Moxley got him into his finisher and did it off the little steps, and they fell through like the freaking floor, and like Jon Moxley got up, he was like fine, but Brody Lee, whenever he got up, he was busted wide open. And this is for the heavyweight championship, by the way. And it looks like sorry about that. It looks like even though Brody Lee put one hell of a fight, he was not able to take the W. He ended up losing, and Jon Moxley is still your AEW heavyweight champion. Moving straight down the line here, we had Dustin Rhodes taking on Shawn Spears and a little one-on-one action, and there was a spot where Brandy Rhodes ended up coming in to play in the match, and it looks like good old Dustin Rhodes ended up picking up the W against the Perfect 10, Shawn Spears. Moving right along, ladies and gentlemen, it looks like Penelope Ford versus Chris Statlander. This was a alright match. It got kind of slow at points, but Statlander, even though you know she's like an alien, she kind of thick with it. But that being said, Penelope Ford, she put up a good fight, but wasn't able to put away, you know, the alien, the Booper from AEW. From the Exomeda Galaxy, Statlander, she ended up picking up the W in that match. And moving right along to the craziest match that I think I've seen in a hell of a long time. The Elite versus the Inner Circle. Hangman Page coming in with the damn horse. We had Matt Hardy going into Matt Hardy version 1. He was being drowned in a pool. So much went on. I forgot who actually picked up the W. For the you know, the pin, but the Elite won over the Inner Circle, and that sums up pretty much everything from AEW Double or Nothing. Ladies and gentlemen, I hope you didn't mind my little, you know, thing talking about Kim Uara. I'm sorry, I'm butchering the hell out of her last name, but you know, it tugs at the heart, really does. AEW, that being put aside, AEW put on a pretty decent show, and ladies and gentlemen, with all the craziness that we got going on in this world, life is fragile, and you know, people need a lot more smiles in this world. We need to be more together than ever. Ladies and gentlemen, if you liked anything in this video, hit a thumbs up. If you didn't like the video, put a thumbs down. You can subscribe, share, whatever y'all want to do. But ladies and gentlemen, be safe out there. Don't be a bully. It's not cool. And remember, karma's a bitch. And she definitely will give you a good fucking. But ladies and gentlemen, like I said, don't be a bully. Try to help somebody out instead of putting them down, laying out a hand. You know, help the person up. You know, a simple smile, a simple conversation, a simple "Hey, how you doing?" could mean so much to another person. And with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, kind of like going off topic and stuff, but ladies and gentlemen, I love y'all. I mean that from the bottom of my heart. We all wrestling family here. And if y'all have any problems going on in your life, I'm more than happy to you know, talk to you down below. Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, whatever you got, I'll send you the information, and we can, you know, vibe. We can hang. We can, you know, jaw jack. But ladies and gentlemen, I love you. Day one-ish. Don't drink and drive. Don't text and drive. Wash your hands. Don't be a bully. Pick somebody up while they're falling.
You all my personal dreams.